My family has a long history and tradition of caring about, well, family. My great-great-grandmother, Clara Jenny Estelle Morris, was the first to research the various branches of her family tree, including those that her children and grandchildren had married into. My grandmother, her granddaughter, and my mother have continued that tradition. This video is a brief overview of some of the people and places that have contributed to my existence. I was born in Middletown, Connecticut, and grew up in a house that was bought by my great-grandparents for them to raise their children in. My mother has done some research on the house, and the latest date we have for the house being built is 1850. My childhood home creaks and groans and has been through many changes, but there are parts of it that are the same as the day it was built. The branch of my family that has been in the USA the longest is actually Clara Morris Johnson's branch, the descendants of Elder William Brewster, a prominent member of the Pilgrims that voyaged on the Mayflower. William's son Love is my many times removed great-grandfather. Through that line, the Brewster line, I share a very distant blood tie with President Zachary Taylor. Love's sister Fear was the 12th president's ancestor. Through the Johnson line, I am related to another U.S. president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Our common ancestor is 11 generations removed from me and 8 from FDR. I have never cared to puzzle out our exact relationship, but it's still neat to have him in my family tree. While working on this video, I discovered several other people of interest who are descendants of William Brewster. I am distantly related to Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Julia Child, Nelson Rockefeller, and Sarah Palin. In college, I spent a semester in London, which gave me the opportunity to go visit Ireland. One of the final stops on our grand tour of the Emerald Isle was Cork, an area I had been told my ancestors came from. Most of my Irish ancestors came over during the potato famine. We don't actually have records of where that generation was born. I was not able to do much genealogical research while there, but I greatly enjoyed my visit. It was fun to wander around and see names that I recognized, and my Lee relatives got a kick out of my pictures. My mother's side doesn't have the same extensive genealogical research that my father's does, but we do know some things about her family. Her grandmother was born in Grande-Bay, Quebec, and through the wonders of the internet, Mom has recently reconnected with some of her mother's cousins. I would like to know more about my French-Canadian ancestors. Perhaps that will be my project someday.